Hey guys, welcome back. This is TheBillyBobHD bringing you our first Let's Play of the Banner Saga. So I've spent about 30 minutes just kind of toying around with the mechanics, and I didn't get too far in the story just because I wanted to share this with you guys. So the story of the Banner Saga changes based on the stories you make. You switch between characters. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survived through a tenuous alliance, driving back destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped. The sun. Dun dun dun. Sweet.
Að sjá dreggjana á ferli meðalbor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds.
So we're approaching the city.
We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
So we're here. This is the biggest trade city on the human and Val borders. That's those guys, the big giant Viking looking dudes. Okay, so here we go. We have to fight these guys. Let's see, I've got a shield banger. And it's going to run us through the tutorial, so... combat, in case you were wondering, it's turn-based, and it switches between you and a bad guy, and you and a bad guy. It does rotate through your characters. So, we're going to move him up here. And we have 5 strength, which is basically his strength for life, which one hit should kill him, so we'll go ahead and do that. Armor blocks the strength damage, but can be reduced by a break attack. So you have the option to, hit his armor as well. We're still going to go with the strength. And he's dead. So we got 1 renown, and what renown is used for is to upgrade your characters. Okay, bad guy's turn. He's gonna walk up beside me and try to chop me with his axe. So we're gonna move him up here, but we've got to use 2 willpower to do that, move him all the way. And then this is Gunnulf. Standard attacks only affect a single enemy, but this guy has a special ability, so this is pretty cool. Check this out. It's called Tempest. And if you start him here, he basically just chopped their heads off, so. Okay. We made quick work of the chief's bodyguards. There's only one enemy left. Players enter into pillage mode. During pillage, each character moves in order, and there are no guaranteed turns. Okay? So if you don't move, you get willpower back. But we're going to go ahead and chop him. Boom. So that little willpower boost gave me extra damage, extra strength, which is basically damage points. Okay, and we picked up 5 renown.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade, quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his lust. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I am in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Okay. So the governor of this city's had, Mondo problems. Chapter 1. We just killed some raiders for him. Okay. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in. Step with you as you're leaving in the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Eric, Steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? It is. I'm just here for the tithe. What do you want? It is. The governor tells me you're giving us a hand. Seems a bit chaotic around here, Eric. It's been worse. We've had a lot of irons in the fire. What does he want exactly? Scoffings that you didn't hack up the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. I was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. If there anyone's left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Okay. Here we are. Here's the market. These graphics are so cool, by the way. So we have 32 Varl in our party. These are kind of like your party stats up here. We have 0 fighters and 0 clansmen. We have great morale. We're 0 days into our journey. We have 5 renown. And 100 days of supplies. That's pretty good. Alright, so here we go to the market. Eric says, let me handle this. You meander through the rows of open-face houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Hod, I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. Scoffing's chieftain bled out an hour ago, Hod. So when you tell me that the rat anus so when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try to kill you this time. I don't talk to ... Then don't talk to me. Okay, back to me. I can say nothing, or I can say I don't have the patience for this, or Eric needs some help here. Eric needs some help here? Hod, I had to change of heart. I hope you don't give us a hard time. Hod sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on his table. Where's his table? Wait, just buy ... one of these. If If everyone thinks I'm getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, yeah? I can intimidate him, pay him, or do nothing. I will intimidate him. You motion a gun off your Nomos bodyguard, who looms over like a man. Like a snake over a mouse. Gods, Eric. Lay it on a bit heavy, don't you think? Where are the Skullfings? Nobleman, up by the east wall. But that was months ago, lest I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel. Disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Are we done here? Gunnulf, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? No, just bought them while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. No reason. They look good. You look like a frog. Better than an eggplant. Gunnulf goes off to look at more stalls. So my buddy's on a shopping trip after chopping 2 guys' heads off at the same time. Eric, that man of yours seems unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Todd, but he used to be Skullfing. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a mead hall. Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? What a luxury. Come on, you've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. Give me that money, son. Says I'll remind him. Okay, over to the meat house. You arrive in the front what must be a nobleman. A few minutes later, Eric appears. With a weather-beaten man introduces Valgard. I'll point them out, Eric says over his shoulder. Ready? Let's get it over with. You're talking through the front door? I'd rather sit this one out. You're walking through the front door? They went to the meat house, says Valgard. I'll be surprised if they can stand up straight right now. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of a table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed drunken Skullfings scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and mead steins in the process. Alright, next scene. And we're at a bar fight. Sweet. Okay, so it looks like I have 3 guys. We are ready. Quite a few of them. But, here we go. Okay, so... I'm just going to move you. He has stone wall, blocks 3 damage per hit. It's only good for 1 round. You're done. I just kind of want to form up. Here's my 4th guy here that I didn't see originally. We're going to flank with him. Or maybe try to isolate this battle with this guy over here. End his turn. I'm going to move him evenly here. And bring him here. So we're kind of got an even battle line here. I deflected his attack, which was awesome. Okay. If I move here, I can start beating up on this guy. Attack. We'll take the I can use some willpower. Nice, I just hit him for 5 points there. And he ran past me and like knocked me around as I like chopped him in his stomach. Okay. Here's my flanking guy. I might as well bring him right here. And let's attack this guy from behind. Not that great of an attack, only 4, but at least hit him. Okay, so now I'm going to move this guy up here. And I'm going to attack this guy who's made it behind our lines. And he's dead. I actually just wasted a willpower there. We have to watch that. Okay. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to use my special move. Not, oh, badass. As they drop to the flow. Nice attack there. We're gonna move one over and attack. Nice hit, -4. It's kind of my big bruiser here. Just dealing damage. Okay, if I move him one over here, and then do this move again. Okay, so I can't really do the move here. But I can just send out a regular attack, which will kill him. Excuse me. Okay. Back to the human. This is the friend that, Eric brought over. Okay, he's gone. Excellent. He doesn't have a really good attack ability, and he's kind of gotten... He's still got a lot of hit points left, 7-7. Alright, I'm just going to bring him up and seal the corner, so to speak. Oh, he's gone. Yeah. Okay, that guy just charged through my line. Wow. Alright, let's go ahead and kill him. Getting renowned like it's our boss, like it's our job. You know what? He's just gonna rest. And this should finish him off. Oh, I can't. Dang it. I can't hit him from there. But he certainly can. And that should do it. Bar fight done. So we're trying to find the guys that were attacking the governor's palace when we first walked into town. Plus 11. There they are. Gods be damned. I've got to go wash this blood off. Eric is looking out of the hall's window into the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Wagner. Next for Varl Kingship, last we spoke. The other flag? Looks important. Yeah, important guests. See what I deal with all day long? Ah, things make a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? No, Eric, I've done enough for you already. What is it? What is it? If you happen to stall our guests down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eric and Valgard hustle from the meat house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeep a spare of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to meet the new arrivals down at the docks. Okay. So here's the docks. Oh, cool. You can see the, here's all the ships they were speaking about. Quite a lot of them. Alright, so let's go to the docks. Wagner. A familiar Valar steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Gothheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Ubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old, and if there's Wagner, there must be a Hakon, wherever the hell that means. Must there? There he is. Haken. Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid, old yaks. And what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jonder demands it. I'll take that over, lingering to death in Gondheim. Speaking of, I had no sense you were so far from home. Just returned from Arborang. In fact, Arborang. And glad for it. Haken motions over to the other ships in the base, sails still fluttering, golden wolf-head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Ludin. Don't you know? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Haken, it is. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Haken. Then you're going to Grafheim? I have the distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. Okay, so we're joining up with these guys tomorrow. Going to a place called Grafheim. I think that might be home. What he's trying to say is, the prince is a delight to behold. Where's Moger? Haken, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Moger. See you in the morning. I'll be along. The young prince of man ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunics, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world, the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grafheim should be more interesting than most years, you think? Okay, so we're going to caravan. Weirdness suddenly settles in and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it's been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Wagner's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Haken, or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. So we can go to Haken, which is this guy here. Go drinking. We can go out drinking with them. Or I guess we just go to sleep. Let's go out drinking. Scrivener. You find Haken in a meat house surrounded with other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but he rarely sees this many. Haken waves you over. Went straight for a flagon? Wagner's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't involved in the governor's hall, and anyway, I wasn't invited. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise, what this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans? I guess if I only lived as a Yaks fart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. It's not too late to start trying. Haken slips a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through dredge at Wagner's side in the Second War, irregularly since then. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grafheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink till the meat house becomes overbearing. Then step back into the cool air outside. Okay. We'll go to the other choice. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed varl who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Yes, you're with Wagner? I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Wagner for a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grafheim with my guards. Ludin looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I worked for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? I have a habit of recording history. I thought we might talk about your visit. A Val historian? Ha! Don't you already know your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities. I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Ludin takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. A formality, mostly. Wagner came to our capital in Arabang. Aberang, actually. And now we go to the Varl's capital in Grafheim to cement the grand alliance for the next age of man and Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it. It's damned cold up here. You get the sense you're struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. Okay, back up to the Great Wall. Sure. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers. All there just as promised to your mild surprise. You wonder if Eric had anything to do with that. Your guards take the treasure wagon down the gates. Wagner is already here. A while later, Ludin and his men appear groggy and disheveled. Moger steps forward, Wagner's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. We're ready. You follow Moger and join the others. Usually the smaller doors get set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand very well as a whole, you think. Okay, here's our party. We made it out of the first town, Strand. Very cool. And so we have 366 of those Viking-looking guys, the Varl. 85 of them are fighters. 66 days of supplies, so we could just haul ass for a while. It looks like we're coming up on a village called Vedril. The caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Mugger, cracking open mead casks. From our gracious friend, the governor. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout the camp. I'm gonna drink a lot. Yep. It's not often you get the chance to relax on the road. The odds of something happening to the treasure card is low, especially in this company, so you take advantage. You rise groggily, the campsite a casualty of merriment. Mugger is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up. You nudge Wagner. You're needed. Wagner walks up. Ah, it's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Wagner releases a caged yawn and receives a high-eyed stare in return. How long to Grafheim? Ha! We're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. Cool. We're going to see the map, see how far our journey is. World map. Click and drag the map around to look around. portrait icon shows your caravan is in the world. You can also click on any location to get some history about it. When you're done with the map, click the X at the bottom of the screen. So this is pretty cool. It looks like... Oh wow, there's lots of stuff to look at. Grafheim is all the way over here. So it looks like... You know, I don't think that's our final destination. I mean, looking at the rest of the map here, I was thinking Grafheim was where we were supposed to go. Cool map. Plenty of selections, etc. So I wonder if it's going to let us choose which path we want to take. That would be awesome. Looks like this way would be shorter, but it's through the mountains. Well, so would this. This way would be through the mountains as well. This one's a little bit more of a straight shot. I don't know. Cool. We head north, then east, past the forts. Godheim's far from Strand. Going to be a long march. You should have drank last night, Luden. Why not take the ships to Skymerstead? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad, though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Skymerstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Luden exhales through the nose, a poor disguise of his contempt. He turns and bats aside. Temp flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Ragnar. It seems no happier to be here than you. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off to. Luden's got a shorter wick than Haken. Thanks, Wagner. Let's get moving. Another half day to Vedrel if we're lucky. Camp. Camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by clicking the camp button on the travel HUD. While at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip items in the hero's tent. You can pass time by using the rest tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. A high morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower. Each passing day will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. The training tent will allow you to safely try out any characters in a mock battle. Click leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready to get back on the road. Okay, guys. So, thanks for watching. I'm going to end the episode here on our first tent. We got 2 days outside of the first city. We beat up some guys. We killed some people. We are on the way to Gafheim. And we've got a ways to go. So please come and check out the next episode. It'll be out soon. And please like, subscribe, and comment if you have enjoyed my content. And stop back by. All right. Thanks.